Hey guys, Wet Movie 1 back here again with another Blu-ray DVD update. It's been about 2 weeks since my last one. Got a nice size stack of stuff here to show you. But the first thing up here is from Warner Brothers. It's the Blu-ray DVD combo pack of The Hobbit, The Unexpected Journey. I don't want to lie to you, I have never watched the other Lord of the Rings movies. You know what I mean? The box set here. My dad bought it a long time ago. My sister and mom love this set. I've yet to watch the movies. Just the time, you know, like the time length of them is one of those things that kind of turned me off. But I got this one, and I wanted to see it because I know it's the beginning of the story of the rings. Because The Hobbit's the first in the series of J.R.R. Tolkien's series here. And I know there's going to be 2 more in the series of The Hobbit. Because right here, you know, the movie just sort of ends, you know, sort of this, sort of ends because you know there's going to be 2 more in the series. But it's pretty much about Bilbo Baggins and significant Gandalf trying to help the dwarves get their home back from this dragon that's taken over where they live, and they have nowhere to live, and they've been wandering around for a long time, and they're trying to get back to where they, you know, back to their place, and that's pretty much their journey, trying to, you know, get back. And I found this to be really a lot of fun. You know, me, I'm like ADHD a little bit, you know, I can't really like stay in one place too long, so like long movies always kind of make me go, oh, but this one was actually a lot of fun. It actually makes me want to watch the you know, the box set that I had here for years now, but I know I have to wait for the other 2 to come out before I would actually watch those, because I want to watch the stuff in order. And I also found out that between now and the 19th, you can send in video Q&A questions to Peter Jackson, because Peter Jackson's gonna have a Q&A on his website. I'll put a link to the website I'm talking about next to the title of this movie in the description box, and you guys can leave video questions asking him anything you want about Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, and he'll answer them live. But this Blu-ray right here has 15. Wait, is it 10 or 15 video blogs on the making of the movie? It's just a really cool thing. If you like the making of the movies, from like the writing process, the production, editing, and then the premiere kind of stuff. It's a really nice featurettes that they have on this Blu-ray. I was pleasantly surprised. And now after watching it, I'm just like, why haven't I watched The Lord of the Rings? What's wrong with me? But that's The Hobbit, The Unexpected Journey on Blu-ray. Next up right here, I found it. The day after my last Hoarding Up video, I was like, I can't find it anywhere, but I did. Hitchcock on Blu-ray DVD, digital copy combo pack. This is the story of Hitchcock and how he was trying to make Psycho. This is the movie of him, how he was trying to finance Psycho, and Paramount didn't want to help him out with it because there's like nudity and killing, and they're like, I don't want to deal with that. So, you know, this movie is pretty much about Alfred Hitchcock, that's played by Anthony Hopkins, trying to, you know, finance Psycho himself by, you know, like putting up his house and, you know, pushing all of his chips into one basket and hoping to God that Psycho was going to be a hit. And it just shows you like the behind the scenes and like the stress involved making a movie, and like, you know, how, you know, his relationship, Hitchcock's relationship with his wife was. It's a really fun movie, especially if you guys are fans of just cinema and Hitchcock in general. I always love movies about making movies. You know what I mean? I love that kind of stuff, especially like trauma documentaries, where, you know, you see like the making of like All the Love You Cans. I love that kind of stuff. But that's Hitchcock on Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Absolutely loved it. A lot of special features on here, commentary, behind the scenes, all this cool stuff that you usually get in new release movies. But I highly suggest this movie. I didn't get to see it in theaters, but I watched it last night. Absolutely loved it. But that's Hitchcock on Blu-ray. Next up right here, it's from CBS Home Video, and that is Star Trek Enterprise Season 1 on Blu-ray. This is the series starring Scott Bakula as the captain, and it's just, I always like this series. Not like a super big fan, like I know every single ins and outs of like all the episodes, but this is the one that, this is the series that came on in the 2000s, so like the effects are a little bit cooler than the older ones, even though the older ones are like nostalgic when you watch them. But I was watching this, you even get Tiny Zeus Lister, you guys all know Debo from the Friday movies, playing a Klingon going, But even the episodes look very, very nice on Blu-ray. You get a nice packaging in here with a slipcase. 6 Blu-ray discs all in there. Some episodes have multiple commentaries on them. There's 1 or 2 episodes that don't have commentary, but there's a lot. If you guys are fans of commentary, this set is loaded with commentary, behind the scenes, on the set of Star Trek Enterprise, a bunch of cool special features. So if you guys are a fan of Star Trek and just Star Trek Enterprise, it's a fun show if you guys are Star Trek fans. Next up right here from Lionsgate is Dark Feed, a new horror movie from from the writers of John Carpenter's The Ward. I watched it the other day. It has a really good premise and a good location that they were filming in. It was just one of those ones that just kind of like it was gonna be good, and then the horror elements just kind of like fell to the wayside. You know what I mean? It's about filmmakers going into an abandoned psycho ward, hospital, whatever, and they're filming a horror movie inside there. And it's all the slowly how everyone starts to go crazy or gets killed off, kind of thing. That's basically the movie. But it's just it felt like it could have been a lot better for some reason. Like, I don't know, something just kind of, I don't know. It felt like it could have been a lot better. But if you like movies of people making movies, going into like a old crazy hospital and old shut down hospital, and like weird stuff starts happening to people, and that's pretty much the movie. You know what I mean? I can't really explain it any better because I don't want to ruin anything else. But that's pretty much it. And it has deleted scenes, gag reels, and auditions. It's okay. It's worth a rental. This one, Dark Feed. Next up right here is from Anchor Bay is Sean Penn and This Must Be the Place. This movie right here is Sean Penn playing a rock star that hasn't really been a big famous rock star for years, and how he lives with his wife, who is a firefighter. He's kind of like a depressed person. He's always wearing his dark makeup and dyeing his hair black and and like wearing lipstick and stuff. He's just kind of like He's always like moping around. And one day he gets a phone call from someone saying that his father is ill and he's dying of old age. So he decides to tries to go visit his father. And yet when he gets there, you find out what happens. But then you find out that his dad, he hasn't seen his dad in over 30 years. And you find out that his dad, over the last 30 years, was trying to find this Nazi war criminal that, I guess, messed with him when he was in a concentration camp or something. And then it's pretty much Sean Penn's character trying to find that Nazi criminal and, dispose of him. But it's done in such a weird, awkward way. I don't know, man. It kind of didn't keep me interested in the film. The performances by Frances McDormand and Sean Penn and everyone in the movie was really good, especially Sean Penn playing really really weird character. Like, Sean Penn always puts 110% of himself in these movies to just make it that much better, but this character was just really weird. You have to watch it, the way he walks and just everything, and how he always tries to like blow his hair out of his face. It's really kind of strange. It's worth watching, but it's just not like I can't really highly recommend it at all. You know what I mean? It is a decent watch, this one right here. Next up right here, I had to, you guys all know it. That is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the 25th anniversary edition, certified fresh, Rotten Tomatoes, baby. That's what I'm talking about. This is the Blu-ray DVD combo pack here, which it has all the same special features from the original DVD release of Roger Rabbit, the whole Buena Vista series that came on like 2 discs in this cool looking packaging, which I still have in my room. It's about this guy. He's like a private detective. He's going around trying to like find out who killed his brother. That's what he really wants to find out, what's going on. Yet Roger Rabbit like hires him for something to find out what Roger Rabbit's wife has been up to. And then as the private investigator, played by Bob Hoskins, hopefully I said his name right, stumbles across what Roger Rabbit's wife is doing with somebody, and he thinks like she's getting mixed up into things, and he's actually getting mixed up in stuff himself. But it's just really cool, because I always love this movie, how this is like one of the first movies that they put cartoons and live action people in a movie together. I always really loved it, especially when I first saw it. I was like, how are they doing that? Even now, it's still kind of fun. You see like a little glitchy ness of it a little bit, like as cars are going and as different cartoons kind of like glitch around just a little bit. You can tell on Blu-ray. But the transfer on this is very, very good. I was pleasantly surprised by it. And I was so happy that all the same special features are on the Blu-ray that were on the Vista series, Brandon Vista series DVD set. So if you guys are out there and you're wondering, is it worth an upgrade? Yes, it's worth an upgrade. It looks very nice on Blu-ray. Alright guys, next up from Sony is Smashed on Blu-ray. This movie is pretty much about an elementary school teacher. One day she's in class teaching her students and she throws up. And the kids in her class are like, are you pregnant? You know, and you come to find out that she's a drug addict, a drunk. You know, she's an addict. She tells the students that, no, yeah, I'm pregnant. And then pretty much everyone in the school thinks she's pregnant, and is like congratulating her and doing all this stuff for her. Yeah, she's struggling with addiction, and it's just her and how she tries to deal with addiction and how she tries to keep her job or not get in trouble, and you know, because it's just about addiction and how messed up getting into drugs and drinking can be. I found this movie to be very nicely told. Looks very, very nice on Blu-ray. It's a very kind of dark, kind of depressing movie. It also stars that one guy from Breaking Bad as her boyfriend or husband or whatever. But he's in this. He does a very good performance in this. But if you guys see this out there, I really highly recommend you guys check this one out. It's just a really beautiful movie about addiction. And if you guys know anything about addiction, you know how hard it is when you're caught up in something to try to get out of it. You know what I mean? But it's a very beautiful movie. If you guys get a chance, I totally recommend you guys check this one out. Smashed. Next up right here is a movie that I absolutely fell in love with. I don't know why it's not on Blu-ray. It's only on DVD, and it's called The First Time. It's a simple story about these two people that meet each other outside of this party that they're at. Like, they're not really like big party people. They don't like the whole party scene. So they're outside in the alley at the party, just kind of like just waiting for their friends to leave so they can go home or do whatever they're going to do. And they both bump into each other there. They start talking to each other, and they kind of form this little relationship. And it just follows these two characters along throughout a weekend, you know, and how they kind of fall in love with each other. Yet they each have a significant other, and how they're trying to deal with that. And it's just a really, really nice movie. I really like the tone of the movie, like the real nice mellow tone with mellow music. It was just one of those movies I was watching and just really, really enthralled by how awesome and just beautiful it was, and how nice these guys' chemistry was on film here. I don't know how to like explain what other movie it's kind of like. You know what I mean? But it's just a really beautiful movie about two people kind of just meeting and kind of falling in love with each other. It's really, really simple. And if you guys are not really into talking movies, you're not going to really dig it. But I really did absolutely enjoy The First Time. I really highly, highly, highly recommend this one. It's one of the ones in the stack here that I recommend the pretty much the most, next to like The Hobbit and Hitchcock. This will be like the third best one in the movies I'm talking about in this video today. The First Time. Highly recommend it. I don't know why it's not on Blu-ray.
Excuse me. Come here. Come here. Yeah, I'm just stopping by again real quick. I just have two to show you. The first one is a really good one. You know me and my mysteries. This one I believe is from CBS. It's called The Father Dowling Mysteries, and this happens to be the final season of the 3 that it was on. And of course, as you can tell on the box, it stars Tom Bosley, and the young lady is Tracy Nelson. It also has some great character actors, James Stevens, and good old Mary Wicks. She's one of my favorites. This takes place in St. Michael's Catholic Church in Chicago, and obviously you have a father and a nun, and all the little mysteries and solving that they get into. It's really fun. It's a little dated, but I still really like it. It's charming, and I think you'll like it too. The next one is one of my favorites. Never knew it was on television until I got it on DVD. It's called The Mob Doctor, and it stars Jordana Spiro as the mob doctor, and the mob boss is played by none other than William Forsythe. He's great. He's just great. He's got that great, mob face, and of course it's just what it says it is. She, because of her brother getting in trouble with the mob, she has to get him out of it by promising to do, doctoring on different mob people that get hit, or, that type of thing. And she works as a regular medical doctor in a, real fancy hospital, but she's always called away for one mob thing or another, and she has to solve it. And there's one doctor that always thinks there's something suspicious about her. Anyway, it's all wrapped up. It's the complete series in this one box. It's great. There's no loose ends, and the ending's really terrific. Anyway, I better get out of here. Back to Brendan.
Next up over here is Men at Work, the complete first season. This one right here is about these 4 friends that work at a advertising agency, and it's just them getting into little stuff, little things, little guys, and what guys do, looking at girls. And one guy's going through like a breakup, and he's having a hard time getting over his girlfriend, and this how his other friends mess with him about it. And it's just a really, really funny sitcom that the first season's only 10 episodes, and I believe the second season is going to air Thursdays at 9 on TBS, it says here. And I just found it to be a really, really entertaining and funny sitcom. I ended up watching all 10 episodes within 2 nights. And it's just a really, really funny show, and it even has that the one guy from that '70s show that played the hippie guy with the glasses on all the time. I'm really bad at names, but he's really funny. And of course, you get the guy from the TV show Las Vegas, the guy that played Mike in Las Vegas. The guy that parked cars. It's just a really, really funny sitcom. If you guys get a chance to check it out or watch it on TV, you guys all probably know it's really, really funny. Alright guys, next up, I picked this one up at Fry's a couple weeks ago. A handful of you guys were like, Brendan, why didn't you talk about it in your last update? I'm sorry, I just didn't have enough, I forgot to put it in it actually. And this was from Draft House Pictures, and it's called My Miami Connection. This movie was like a movie that came out back in the early 80s, mid 80s, and the original film print of the movie got lost. So they did their best from the elements they have to make the Blu-ray transfer of this movie. It still looks kind of scratchy, but it's really fun. It's a nice enough transfer, but the movie is just so cheesy and over the top. It's one of those things you have to be in the mood for. I absolutely loved it. It's pretty much about a rock band that starts getting harassed by biker ninjas. You know what I mean? And then there's these fighting things happen. And it's just really, really crazy and over the top, and you get this really weird 80s music, like these guys that are in this band that are actually, martial artists, and they're singing about being friends and friendship and all this. You know what I mean? It's the songs that the band in this movie were singing, or were kind of remind me of the song that you would remember from the TV show Saved by the Bell, Friends Forever. All that kind of stuff. It kind of had that kind of vibe to it, that song. But it's just kind of cool that this band happens to be kung fu experts, yet they're being harassed by biker ninjas. You know what I mean? It's just really crazy and over the top. It's a total B movie of the 80s, but I just found it to be really, really highly enjoyable. I found myself laughing and just having a good time with it. It's only about 83 minutes. It's in HD. You get a handful of cool special features on here, but I just wanted to talk about it because a lot of you guys were asking me to talk about it in a video, but it's worth watching. Next up right here from Well Go USA is Bangkok Revenge. The movie opens up to these people invading this house, killing everyone in the house, but yet the little kid in the house, the bullet doesn't really kill him. The kid wakes, he gets up one day and he doesn't have any feeling, he doesn't have any senses or anything, so he can get hit in the face and not feel anything. And it's pretty much him trying to find out who killed his parents, and the people trying to find him to try to actually finish him off. But it's kind of done in a little piss poor kind of way. It has a really cool concept, but it didn't really keep my interest at all. I mean, there's some okay fight scenes. Some of them are really fast cut, which I don't really like fast cut fight scenes. But it has a really cool premise. It bounces back from what's the original language of this movie? Thai and English. Some of the actors were speaking English and some of them were speaking Thai, and it goes back and forth. It's really kind of strange how it was kind of doing that. But if you guys see it out there at Blockbuster or your video store, check it out for a rental. It is worth renting, but it is fun, but just not great. Next up right here, the great magician. This is from the star of Redcliffe, Toni Lang. It's alright. It's kind of hard to explain this one. It's pretty much about this magician that rolls, like a magician that goes from town to town, kind of like the Wizard of Oz, the guy that plays Oz, going from town to town doing magic tricks for people. He goes to this one town and he finds out that this one emperor guy has like his old girlfriend there, as one of his wives, and he's trying to figure out how to get her out of there to get her. That's what I got from it. I know there's much more going on in it, but it's just kind of confusing to explain it. But it does look really nice on Blu-ray, and the different like magic tricks and things that they were doing in the movie looks really, really cool. It's one of those ones that I was pretty much just I stayed interested in the movie just because of all the way the magic looked. You know what I mean? And how the way the movie was shot and the cool little magic tricks. That's pretty much it. It's not a fantastic movie, but if you like magic, it is kind of cool to check, to see. Next up over here are two movies here from New Video, and that is The Grave Encounters and Grave Encounters 2. Let's talk about The Grave Encounters first here. It's kind of like the guys that make the ghost reality shows of people trying to go to like haunted houses and things. And this is it starts off kind of like a spoof of that, of them going into this old abandoned hospital. It's like ghost hunters kind of show they're doing, and they go into this hospital and they're like, yeah, and they never think this stuff is really gonna happen to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing ever happens. They're just trying to make a TV show, yet something does happen, and it gets kind of crazy for them, and they get kind of stuck in that whole hospital, and they're trying to get out, and it's like a big maze, and it's a really fun concept for a movie. It wasn't perfect, but it was a hell of a lot of fun to watch. I do like the scares. It's kind of like Paranormal Activity in a way, where they have different camera setups in different rooms and how they cut to different things. Part 2 is a little bit cooler than the first one. The second one, a filmmaker guy that's watched the first one and kind of thinks it's real, these things really happen to these people, and yet he's trying to figure out, what's going on, and he's trying to try to look into what happened to the people in the first one, because in this one it's supposed to be real what happened. So it's him and his buddies going over back to that haunted asylum place, or the mental hospital or whatever, and it's them going in there and doing the same thing and getting caught up in the same mess. You have to watch it to find out what happens, but it is a hell of a lot of fun. In the opening of the movie, you're going to see somebody you all know and love right at the beginning of this movie. It is really, really fun. This one's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack right here. I don't know why the first one isn't on Blu-ray yet, but if you guys are into like ghost hunting shows and like Paranormal Activity, like Spooky House, kind of things, really, really fun movies. I watched these two back to back one night. I wasn't disappointed, but I had fun. I had fun with these ones. So if you guys see these out there, I'd definitely check these ones out. Alright guys, next up is Noobs on DVD, starring Jason Mewes. You guys all know from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Clerks and all that. I ended up buying this one at my Blockbuster. As you can see, you see the rental sticker price on there, which is $2.99. The price of the movie to buy it, with my discount and everything, was like $3.40. So it was actually the same price as the rental was. So I ended up just buying a copy of it. I didn't take the sticker off or anything. But it's pretty much about these hardcore gamers that are into like Halo kind of game, and they're going to this competition to try to win, $100,000, and that's pretty much the premise of the movie. I found it to be really highly enjoyable. I am a fan of Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, and you get Lynn Shay. You guys all know the famous Lynn Shay from a bunch of stuff. I don't even need to name anything. You guys all know who she is. She's in there playing a mother of this one boy. It's pretty funny. It's really simple. Like I said, it's just people, these group of nerds that play video games online all the time, going to this video game, competition. It's kind of like The Wizard, but in a low budget kind of way. If you see it out there, it is worth watching. I really did highly enjoy this one. Alright guys, and last up on the update today is from E1. It's called 4 Minutes. This movie is pretty much about these two guys that don't really have the best of luck with women. And like one guy, his wife's kind of like a whiny, complainy lady, and this other guy just doesn't really have much luck at all. and they find out about this place where you can go speed dating and meet other women. And they listen to this radio show all the time. This radio show tells them to go down there. They go down there to meet some crazy people, and it's just pretty much how different people and how they fall in love with each other. It's a okay little B relationship kind of movie, but all in all, it wasn't too great. But it is totally watchable. It's one of those things you would probably like watch on a Sunday afternoon, like on TV or something. It's okay. It's just nothing super special. Yeah. Well, guys, that's my Blu-ray DVD update for today. I'll see you guys all next time. Please check out my Facebook like page. We have a Wet Movie 1 like page on Facebook. Check us out. We're trying to get up to 1,000 likes on there right now. Thumbs up this video if you guys like what you saw, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.